good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So, in this video, we are just going to start building our first agent with the Agentforce. So, for that, let's go to our setup and get started. So, here in Quickfind, I'm just going to search for Einstein. So, here we are just going to click on Einstein setup. So we are just going to turn this option on. So turn it on. So here our Einstein is on now. So now I'm just going to refresh the screen once. So now our Einstein setup is done. I'm just going to search for agents in Quickfind. So once if it is done, just click on agents. So here let's turn it on, which is nothing but our Einstein Copilot for Salesforce. So once you make sure this is on, let's go to our setup and search for all sites. So once you get the result, just click on it. So here you will find Coral Cloud, and next to that you will find the builder. Just click on this builder. Say OK for this pop-up, and now let's click on publish, which you will find on your right corner. And now click on publish. So now click on got it, and let's go to our experience builder menu, which is on left corner. So here I'm just going to click on Salesforce setup. Let's refresh our browser once. So now we are ready to create our agent. So for that, let's go to our Quickfind and start searching for agent and click on agents. So now I'm just gonna click on new agent. So if you see this type has been already selected, just ignore this and just click on next. And let's deselect all of these values until escalation. So now let's click on next. So now I'm just going to play around with this name. So before hitting name, I'm just going to remove this API name, and I'm just gonna change this name so that you can see this API name is auto populated. And now let me give some info about this company. And for agent user, let's give Einstein service agent user. So once if it is done, click on next. So let's go to our library, followed by new library, and I'm just gonna upload file, so which is right over here. So this process will take a bit, and let's wait for that and come again. So now let's click on done and click on create. And now let's add a custom topic and action. So for that, I'm just gonna click on new followed by new topic, and I'm just going to populate all these fields. So far I have populated topic label, classification, description, scope, and now let's scroll down and populate this instruction. So once if it is done, let's go ahead and click on next and click on finish. So now let's add some action to this topic. Let's click on experience management, which we have added, and let's hover to this topics action. So here I'm just gonna click on new followed by add action. So for action type, I'm just gonna give flow. And now for reference action, let's go for get experience details. And now let's click on next. So here for experience name, I'm just gonna click on require input, and for experience record, let's click show in conversation, and now click on finish. So now let's go ahead and add some more action to this. Click on new followed by new action. So for action type, let's go with flow, and now get customer details. Click on next. So here for email, let's choose input. For member name, sorry, it's member number, let's click on require input and show in conversation for our output. And now let's click on finish, and now again go to new add section, select flow. So for action, let's go with get sessions this time, and now click on next. So for input, let's give require input, and for output, let's give show in conversation, and now click on finish. So now what we are gonna do is we are just gonna add action to generate a personalized schedule. For that, let's click on new add action. So for action type, this time we are gonna fetch prompt template. So for reference action, we have already populated one, and now select that and click on next. So I'm just gonna populate instruction. So here we have populated instruction for agent action instruction. If you scroll down, you will find this contact input, and let's enable show in conversation for our prompt response, and now let's click on finish. So now we are gonna add an action in order to create a booking. So for that, we are just going to click on new followed by add action. So let's go with flow. So for reference action, we are just going to choose create experience session booking and followed by next. So for contact ID as well as for guest and for session ID, we are going to check this require input checkbox. So for output, let's enable show in conversation. So once if it is done, let's click on finish. So now let's go to our topic configuration. So if you scroll down, you will find this instruction. So I'm just gonna click on add instruction 5 times, and I'm going to populate all the instruction field. Let me do that. So here if you see, I have populated all the instructions. So now let's click on save, and we are just gonna activate this as well. So click on activate. So once if we are done with our activation, we can see this conversation preview. I'm just going to click on refresh next to it, and now let me give some prompt and click on enter. So it says it's analyzing our request and figuring out next step. So this is asking for email address and membership number. So let me give that as well and click on enter. So yeah, it has provided some solution for that, and yeah, of course it is working like a wow. And now let's go to our next step by publishing this. So for that, let's go to our setup. So here I'm just going to search for Embed, so that you will get this option, which is embedded service deployment. Just click on it. So here I'm just going to click on ESA web deployment, and now let's click on publish. So this deployment can take up to 10 minutes, but we don't need to wait for this particular thing. So for next step, let's go to our flows and click on flows. And here if you scroll down, you will find route to ESA flow. So we are just going to select that particular flow, which is over here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just going to click on this icon and click on edit element. So if you see right over here, which is under set input values, you can see one particular field called route to. So here we are just going to give our Agentforce service agent, and for this Agentforce service agent we are just going to map the CC service agent. So once if it is done, feel free to close this and click on save as new version and click on save. So we are just going to activate this, and now click on activate. So yeah, our flow was activated, and now let's click on this back arrow. So this will take us to our setup, and in quick find let's go to all sites and click on the result, and here let's select the builder next to Coral Cloud, and here let's click the components widget. So and in search, let's search for embedded. So I'm just gonna drag and drop this under book and experience of lifetime. So once if you do that, you will get this kind of screen, and now let's click on publish followed by publish again, and now click on got it. So you can also view this as a customer, which you can find it over here where you can give a prompt again. So all these steps comes under this particular batch, which is quick start build your first agent with Agentforce. So let's go ahead and click on check challenge. So yeah, we have successfully completed this challenge, and thanks for watching. I'll see you all on next video. Until then, bye bye.